right, let me see. Give it just a second. And we will go ahead and get started. Good evening, everybody. My name is Emily Burgess, and I am so excited about tonight. These are my absolute favorite calls because this business opportunity is something that I was so against for a really long time, like years and years and years. But this opportunity has totally and completely changed everything for my family, and I see it changing things for so many people that I love deeply. And so I am very passionate about this. Tonight, you're going to hear a little bit of my story. You're going to have a place to ask questions. I actually can't see the chat right now, so if you have questions, please put them in the chat, and I will look through the chat at the end of the call, and I can hopefully help answer some of your questions if I don't get to your questions throughout this call tonight. My goal is to be done in 30 minutes. So what time is it now? 7:01. So we should be done at 7:31 if you are Mountain Standard Time. That is my goal because I respect you guys and your time, and I want to go through this pretty quickly. Also, I wanted to give coffee to 3 guests and the people who invited them. And so if you are on this team in this call and you have invited somebody and they're on tonight live, if you go to our Facebook page, Rising Jewels, I'm going to have a post in there, and you can put your name and your guest name. And then tomorrow I'll do a drawing for 3 different groups of you, and you guys will get coffee cards on me just as a thank you, as a gift for being here tonight. So let's go ahead and get through and get started with this opportunity call and hearing a little bit more about Plexus. So first and foremost, I want to share a little bit of my story because I think stories are so important. Stories are how I came to know the Lord. Stories are how I started Plexus, and stories I just think are very powerful. And so before Plexus, I was a wife, a mom of 2 young kids, and I wasn't really heavy, but I was really insecure in my skin. I felt really bloated, as you can see in the top left corner. I just, like, my stomach felt bloated all the time. I thought it was very normal to have just gas and stomach sensitivities, to not go to the bathroom every day. I had really restless sleep, but I was really exhausted all day long. I had a really bad sweet tooth where I just ate chocolate chips and peanut butter every single day. I drank tons and tons of coffee because I was just really tired. And again, I just assumed it was because I had young children. And I was seeing people share about this Plexus stuff. And I am kind of skeptical by nature, especially when it comes to consuming things. However, like, I'm okay to eat ice cream and lattes and tacos, but when you talk to me about some sort of like supplement, I'm like super skeptical, which does not make any sense, but that's where I was. And I was seeing people that I knew and loved and trusted sharing about these products, and the main thing I was seeing with them was weight loss. And so I didn't want to have anything to do with it. A girlfriend of mine that I went to college with, she sent me samples of the pink drink, and I threw them in the trash, all 3 of them, because I just didn't trust them. I didn't want to put something in my body that was going to hurt me in the end. And so I just, for 4 years, said no. But over those 4 years, I would see people that I loved sharing about these products on social media. They were sharing not only stories, but they were also kind of educating. So I was starting to understand just by looking. I wasn't going and chasing after these people and their stories, but I was seeing just on social media that the products were plant-based, that they were really getting to the root issue. So that's why I was seeing so many changes with people and their health, not just weight, but so many other things that people were seeing changes with positively. And so I was learning more just as I was on social media. And also in that, I was learning more about the opportunity, because that same girl who sent me those samples, she sent me those samples when she just started with Plexus. And then about 4 years later, she was at the top of the company. She had gotten her husband to the top of the company, so she was at the top of the company multiple times, and I was seeing what it was doing for her family, for their finances. She had been a Papa John's mystery shopper and an Arby's mystery shopper, and so she was making $40 every time she'd go to Arby's, and that was the way that they were paying for her husband's PT or PA school. So I knew where she had come from, and I saw where things had gotten for her family through the opportunity. So I'm sharing here about kind of where I was with my health. We were in a place where we were really tight financially. My husband is an incredible provider. We both really love the Lord, and so we both felt called to doing something in missions or in ministry. And if you know anything about that or anything in the nonprofit world, most of the time you are not rolling in the Benjamins. And so we were really tight financially, and I had a deep desire to stay home with my children. And so we were able to find just a part-time job for me that took me away from them only 2 days a week, but I still really longed to be home with them. On the side, I was going to really nasty thrift stores or driving around neighborhoods on trash night or the night before trash day to find furniture pieces that I could just swipe and go and refinish and sell them on Marketplace, or going to thrift stores and digging in these bins and like finding things and cleaning them up. And I remember going to a random parking lot to sell a $3 t-shirt with my children in tow to some random stranger, and it was like every dollar counted. And so we were just tight financially. I wanted more for my family. I wanted my husband to be able to be home, and not work a job that he wasn't feeling super fulfilled in. I wanted him to chase after his dreams. I wanted to be able to enroll our girls into ballet and art and sports without having to tap into other parts of our budget or go into savings. And we were just really tight. I also really longed for deep friendships. I remember being very big and pregnant. My husband and I had just moved from a place where we had tons of community. We moved to Colorado, and I remember just being huge and pregnant and just crying and saying, I just want a friend to go eat chips and salsa with. I just really, really missed friendship. I also was somewhat of an introvert. I got really nervous around other women specifically. I don't know what it was. Insecurities, I'm not sure. I had no desire or experience with social media or sales. Again, whenever she presented the opportunity to me, I said a fat no. I was not interested. But then there came a point where I got just not desperate, but I got to a point where I didn't feel good. I wasn't showing up as the wife and the mom that I always dreamed that I would be. And so, after 4 years of my belief being built through random people sharing about these products, sharing about the opportunity, I reached out to my girlfriend who had sent me those samples, and she sent me some more samples for me to try. And at this point, there was a prompting in me, even though I didn't want to do this, there was a little bit of a prompting of like, what if? So that's why I titled this call tonight, What If? Because that was a phrase that kept going through my head when 4 years later I pursued my friend to try the samples of what if, like, what could this possibly be for my family? I know that Tamara was in this place before she started Plexus, and now I see where she is, and I see where all my other friends are. Like, what if we had a little bit extra where, I wasn't nervous at the grocery store checkout? What if we had a little bit extra where I could be home with my children, or my husband could be home and pursuing his heart's desire? So I really had this what if, but I needed to see that the products were what everybody talked about. And so after about 2 months of consistency, I started noticing some really positive changes, feeling leaner, feeling more confident. I lost about 20 pounds in a year, a little over a year. I lost about 20 pounds, a lot of inches. I was fitting into my clothes. I was no longer crying in my closet because my clothes weren't fitting. I was getting really, really deep sleep. I had really good energy. I wasn't hooked up to the coffee pot. I was not craving the peanut butter and chocolate chips daily, and my stomach was not hurting every time I ate a meal. I was going to the bathroom, and gas was not something that I dealt with after getting on those products consistently. And so I started to feel really good, and that prompting in my soul continued to grow. And I knew that if I wanted to continue on the products, I needed to get my products paid for. I also wanted to get my husband on the products. He had had chronic sinus infections his whole life. I wanted to get my daughters on the products because I knew there was a connection between gut and skin, and my oldest daughter has really sensitive skin, and I wanted to get her gut good and healthy. I wanted to do those things, but I needed to get the products paid for. But I also, again, wanted something more that I knew could come from this. And so in January of 2017, I went ahead and very nervously signed up and started sharing about Plexus. I was really scared, but I trusted my friend, and I did what she was telling me to do, and I was doing it authentically. I was being very genuine. I had seen for 4 years the way some people were doing it that I didn't like, that felt uncomfortable and salesy and icky. And so I chose not to do it that way. And I chose to do it in a way that felt really good to me, even though it was uncomfortable and I was nervous. And I started to share what I was learning. I started to share my story. I started to share other people's stories. And you guys, I had so many people coming to me, people I hadn't talked to in 20 years, saying, hey, I just saw, your post about your friend who was standing in line at her pharmacist to get half of her anxiety medication. I've been dealing with anxiety for a really long time. Is this something that maybe you could talk to me about? Or people who are silently suffering with their stomach issues, because not very often over a dinner table are you talking about your bowel movements. But there was like this safe space that was created for these other women, a lot of men too, coming and asking if there was anything I could help them with. I didn't really know anything. Like I said, I was introverted. I did not have any experience with the products. I knew nothing about gut health. And so I was just learning as I was going. I was having my sponsor help me answer questions, because I'm telling you, I knew nothing, but I knew what they were doing for me. I knew what the products were doing for other people, and I knew what it could be for my family. And so I started sharing. A couple of months later, I was able to leave that part-time job because my Plexus paycheck was doubling what I was making at my nonprofit part-time ministry. So I was able to leave that job. And then within about 3.5 years, we hit the very top of the company. My husband was able to leave his job, his 9-to-5 job, a few years in, and we just have had so many blessings through this business. I get weepy thinking about it. I put a few things here of some of the gifts that we've had, and I cannot even share all the gifts, but just the friendships that we've gotten, the bonuses, the trips. We got to, I don't know if you guys see this sweet little lady down at the bottom. We got to surprise my husband's grandmother and his mom in Arkansas 6 months before his grandmother passed, and got to introduce her to her great grandchildren. We got to surprise our kids going to Disney World. We got to, we just have so many things that we've been able to do that were not possible in the $3 t-shirt selling era that we had been in for a very long time. So something really important to me is just integrity. And with Plexus, our mission as a company is to ignite hope, health, and happiness for those who want more out of life. That's really beautiful to me, because the way that they do this is through quality supplements that really do help the masses. They are incredible, and like I said, they help in so many areas. So health, they focus on an incredible compensation plan. You see here with this Lexus, that's what you are gifted when you hit the top 3 levels within the company. We have a free Lexus in our garage right now that I'm so thankful for. So not only the products, the compensation plan, community down below, there's community, there's this incredible sense of personal growth and development, seeing other people, serving other people. And then at the very bottom here, this is something that's open to anybody who joins as a customer of Plexus. It's called Plexus Pivotal. And this again is a way that they live into their mission by helping with exercises, with motivation, with different recipes. So if you are a current customer, I encourage you to go look at Plexus Pivotal, and you're going to find some really, really great things there. Some quick accolades, something that I really, really appreciate. And this is something that my husband, who is also very skeptical, he has always said, is with network marketing, you want to make sure that there's not a financial risk, and you want to make sure that there's integrity. And this is coming from my husband. He and I both were highly skeptical for a very long time. And now that he has seen this, he has a whole different attitude. And so looking at our accolades, we have an A+ rating with the BBB. We're backed by Morgan Stanley. We are a debt-free company, which is incredible. This Nourish One program is something that we started, I want to say in 2020, and this is a live tracker that I have here that I pulled this afternoon. So if you go to our website, it probably is even higher now, but we have donated more than 38 million meals to Feeding America. I'm not going to go through all of these, but just some of the things that stand out to me is like we are, out of the entire world, number 27 out of all of the direct selling companies, and there are hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds. Plexus is always being ranked number one as like at the headquarters as the best place to work in direct selling for years and years. Also, we've been recognized for years and years for ethics and integrity. And then, as you can see at the very bottom, we had over $450 million in revenue in 2022, and we shipped over 3.2 million orders to customers. We're growing so fast. We are a very, very strong company. Some other reasons that this is a really solid company to partner with, as I was reminding you, or just, my husband talking about, like, you want to make sure there's not a financial investment, because there are some network marketing companies where you have to invest thousands and thousands of dollars, if not, hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of dollars to have a startup cost. And our startup cost is $9.95. And that gives you a turnkey business, that gives you your own referral site, that gives you access to all the resources, that gives you access to the referral program, it gives you access to our incredible customer service, and that's $9.95. You earn commissions just with your own personal purchases. You don't have to have a closet full of products that you just hope don't expire and you hope somebody comes and buys them from you. We have, like I've said before, our products meet the needs of the masses, and our products are consumable. So it's not like a one-time, going and buying a candle or going and buying a purse. Like, it's something that people take every single day. I've been with Plexus for almost 7 years, and I have customers who've been with me for 7 years because they've been taking these products every single day. As I say here in the 5th bullet point down, we have the leading innovation with gut health and natural products. And, that's a huge, huge hot word right now, is gut health. And I'm so proud to know that we've been the leading innovators of that for over 14 years. And then at the very bottom, I have here that we have ethical executives with a lot of integrity. And speaking about integrity, this is also on our website. This is called the Plexus Promise. And I really, really value this because one of my core values is authenticity and being honest. And sometimes you hear with network marketing companies, oh, people are trying to pull the wool over your eyes, or it's not honest. It's, you're going to get yourself into something big and bad. And I love this. The Plexus Promise is, as a Plexus brand ambassador and employees, building and maintaining positive relationships is one of our greatest responsibilities. I love that because I care so much about relationships, and the fact that my company really, really recognizes that as a great responsibility is huge to me. The Plexus Promise embodies our guiding principles of being trustworthy, honest, reliable, and responsible. And so that's the core foundation of who Plexus is and who we train up our people to be honest, to be trustworthy, to be reliable, and to be responsible, and to care well for the relationships that are in your care. So I want to talk real quick about some of the most common worries, fears, and misconceptions when it comes to network marketing companies. And I can speak very well to this because, like I said, for 4 years, I said heck to the no. I did not want to get involved with any of that because I did not want to be viewed as that girl, because I cared so much about relationships and I did not want anybody to feel like I was just trying to sell to them. So I feel like the 3 most common worries, fears, and misconceptions with network marketing as a whole, and you guys can put in the chat, even though I can't see it, you guys can put in the chat what else you guys might be seeing or hearing, or what you might have felt, or what you might currently be feeling. But the financial investment is a worry for some people, the time, and I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to be that girl. I don't want to sell to my people. Those are the 3 most common ones I hear. We've talked a lot about the financial investment already with Plexus. It's $9.95 for the joining fee. It's an annual membership, just like Costco. And then you make commissions off of like after you purchase your own products that you're going to be consuming. So there's not a huge financial investment at all. The time and not being a salesperson, I want to speak to that. We all have 24 hours in the day. We all have the same amount of time. There are women within our company who have 12 kids, who have homeschooled all of them, They are at the top of the company. To me, I feel like when you look at what we get to do, you can work part-time hours and make massive income with this company. You just can't work sometimes. And so with that time component, that's where it's really important to just have good boundaries, to be proactive in your schedule. And there are a lot of people that have come into this business where they have to learn that skill. That is a skill, to be able to prioritize the things that are most important, to be able to sacrifice short-term sacrifice for long-term gain, is what I really went into it thinking. And I was a mom of 2 young kids. I have a lot of people on our team who came into this with brand new babies or 4 babies, and they are doing very well. It's all about you just making a priority on the things that are most important. And sometimes we sit here and we think, oh, we just don't have enough time. But if you actually, kind of like a food journal, if you write down all the things that you do in the day, again, like a food journal, all the things that you eat in the day, you'll probably be really surprised at how much time was squandered, whether that was scrolling on social media or watching television or talking to lots and lots of people. So there is a lot of time, but we've got to just figure out how to prioritize that. And then lastly, not a salesperson. I say to that, I'm so thankful. I don't want to have a salesperson on my team, because that's not authentic. That's not real. That's not serving other people. On our team, we have a huge group of women and men who care about other people. Yes, they want to have a strong business. They want to change things for their families, but the people who are only focused on that, changing things for their families and making money, they do not go far. The people here who see and hear others, who are authentic and real and genuine, those are the people who are successful. So some of the other qualities that I see in successful people, and like I said, I've been here for a long time and I've been at the top of the company for a long time, and we have some really successful people in our company and on our team. Determined, driven, and courageous. They're self-starters and they're coachable. They're focused and they're consistent. They're others focused. They're humble. They're authentic. They don't make excuses. They're willing to do the hard things, and they prioritize and have good time management. So those are all skills that you can learn. As you can see here, I'm not saying they look a certain way or they have this certain type of personality or they have this huge network or they are big influencers on social media. I'm not saying any of that. What you see here in these qualities are qualities that are skills that you can grow and learn in, and then you can learn about social media, you can learn about growing your network, but those are not the number one thing that I see. All of these qualities that I have listed here are the things that I see in the most successful people. And then the question is, okay, what is success to you? So success to you might be you want to get your products paid for, or success to you could be like me, wanting to change everything for your family, wanting to, bring your spouse home, wanting to move to your dream neighborhood so that way your kids can go to the dream school district that you want them to go to. That could be traveling, that could be surprising your family with a trip to Disney. Your success level is up to you. And so there are quite a few different ranks that we have with Plexus. And to keep it compliant, I'm not going to show what the differing amounts are that you can earn. If you are curious, hey, I want to know, like, what does a diamond make? Reach out to the person who invited you and they can tell you. Again, this is being recorded, so I want to keep it compliant, but just know that there are lots of different opportunities here where you can make, a little to cover your products, all the way to diamond that is life-changing, like a surgeon's salary. So this month we always have really great different bonuses, and this month we have a double rank up bonus. And so for those of you who maybe are brand new customers or are now like, I think I might want to dive into this, this is an incredible month to do so for a couple of reasons. One, people are going to be ready to change things come the new year. We know that. New year, new me. We know that people start New Year's resolutions. Some people get some money for Christmas and they're ready to just feel better. And so we're in the business of health and wellness. So that's a huge benefit to this business. The second for starting up in December is the double rank up bonuses. And so when you hit the very first rank, which was silver, you guys saw that on that last slide. Silver, if you hit it for the first time this month, you can get up to $400. I mean, that's amazing. That's incredible money. And then you can see here, just as you are referring more and more customers, your paycheck grows and grows and grows. And the thing I love about this business model is that what you put in is what you get out. So I worked for ministry, I worked for corporate, I've worked for many, many different jobs, and there was never anything where I had control over what I was earning. I could work over hours. I could come in on the weekends. I could just work myself ragged, and that wouldn't change if I was going to get a bonus at the end of the year or not, or if my paycheck was going to increase. And so I really, really love that with this, is that there is no earning cap. So what do Plexus ambassadors do? So simply put, we provide support, accountability, and motivation to help clients see positive results on the products. We share our experience and invite others to join us. We grow a team of sharers and helpers and ultimately business builders. And we're continual learners. So leaders are learners. That's the goal here. If you want to get to the top of the company, is to learn how to be a leader. And you do that by doing all of these things here and always growing, always learning. Some of the resources that our team provides for success is something I'm really, really proud of. Don't let this image here overwhelm you. Let this be a place where you're like, dang, this team cares about one another. And this team has a lot that they offer to help their new business builders, to help those people have success. And so I'll just go through a few of them. We are one of the top company, or one of the top teams of the company. I'm very proud of that. And I think so much of it has to go with our care and relationship, like we talked about at the very beginning with the Plexus Promise. We care very much about relationships, and we don't want to go at this alone. Our team name is called Rising Jewels. So when one rises, we all rise together. That is our whole theme, of we rise together. And so we have a monthly team calendar that we put together with really great events. Maybe some are in-person events. We have training calls. We have like this Monday, we're going to have a Christmas party, like a Christmas Zoom, which I'm super excited about, with the Secret Sister gift exchange. We have different challenges. We have all sorts of resources and training in our team calendar that we promote. Within that, we have a team page on Facebook with lots and lots of resources. We have challenges that we do where we show you step by step how to post, how to share, how to get your products paid for, how to duplicate. We do lots of you see here, this gold call. We do lots of intentional training by rank. We also do something that I'm very proud of called accountability group, where we help walk you through the most important steps to growing a successful business. And we meet up every single week and we hold each other accountable. We do daily power hours, where it's led by some of the women on our team who have had really great success, and they show you how to work your business the way that they work their business. We do team training calls where we bring in different jewels from across the company that we really respect and we learn from them. We do really fun giveaways where we reward our team, with really fun things like dinner with diamonds, where you get a $25 gift card and you get to be on this exclusive call where it's all this great training, or you get a fun sweatshirt if you add a certain number of friends. We have a lot of really great and intentional resources as our team. And I talk about our team here because our team is so special. Our team has become like family. I'm holding back my tears. Many of you know me. You probably know what I'm feeling right now. We have a very, very close-knit team. Again, that goes back to the relationship that I was speaking on with the Plexus Promise. And that's why our team is so good and so successful, because we care for one another. We care about the success of one another. We cheer for one another. We cry with one another. We hurt with one another. We are family, and I'm so, so proud of that. So what's the next step? First step is you want to get started on the products. If you remember with me, I was saying I wanted to kind of have a feeling of what the products were. Now, keep in mind that, keep in mind that you may not see positive changes immediately. These are not medications. It's not quick fix. It's getting to the root issue. And so give it time, trust the process, but get started on the products. That's step one. Step two is tell the person who brought you what your goals are. So maybe your goals are you want to get your products paid for. You want to be able to pay for products for your kids or for your spouse. Tell them what you want. You want to take your family to Disney World every single year. You want to retire your husband, whatever that might be. Tell your sponsor what your goals are. And then simply, I want you to start with this short training series called Silver and Six. We have it in our team training page. It is very good, and it kind of lays the baseline of what you do. I mean, we've talked a little bit here about what you do, but that is going to give you a little bit more detail. And I have on the bottom, I'm here to tell you it is worth it. Do it scared. It is absolutely worth it. And you see here, I love this picture so much. We have a couple of women who shared a little bit about what Plexus has been for them and what this business and this team has been for them. And I can't really read that top one all that well. Something about calling my own outside of being a mom and a wife. Plexus has also helped my anxiety, and it's a beautiful community. Plexus and this team helped me heal after loss. It gave me a community of special women and helps me close the income gap from having to leave my full-time job after baby. Do you hear that? Like, close that income gap after having to leave a full-time job. So this is not just chump change. Plexus has helped me be a better mom, wife, and teacher. I now have energy to be active, play, and be the best version of me. I have fun again. I also have learned more about myself and pushed myself out of my comfort zone more than I ever have before. I'm so thankful that I had a friend reach out about Plexus. You guys, this is not just about supplements. This is not just about going and getting a Lexus. This is about so much more. This is about finding purpose and passion and helping other people, building strong relationships, changing things for your family while you're changing things for so many other people. And if this feels a little uncomfortable, if you are feeling a little nervous, that is normal. And I was there. Every single person, I guarantee you, that's on this call that is doing this business, I guarantee you that they have had moments where they've had to stretch their comfort zone. But as John Maxwell says here, if we are growing, we are always going to be outside our comfort zone. So don't sit in that comfort zone. Know that there is beauty that comes through stretching your comfort zone. Thank you guys so much for being on. Did I do it? I'm 1 minute over. I'm 1 minute over, but I am really proud of myself. I'm going to stay on and see if there are any questions. You guys feel free to jump off. If you do want to stay on and ask questions, I'm happy to answer them. But I'm so thankful for you guys and for your time. You guys are awesome. And I will do the drawing for the coffee winners tomorrow. Thank you guys for being on.